Green light, pistol in the party don't seem right. Live out that money can't think right. It's about to be up in green light. I mean, my feelings up that hen now. I'ma be this way until the end now. I got too much on my mind and I cannot get it off. Gonna be a homicide before Big Monster taking lows. Hey! What up, Monster Mob, man? You already know, man. This Monster Mob, man. I'm back with another video. You already know. And this is a good one. This is interesting because I'm inquisitive. You feel me? And I can be nosy sometimes. You understand? You feel me? So it's like, this video, like, it captured me. You feel me? Like, I was like, ooh, I wanna know. You feel me? So the name of this video is, why did the feds immediately seize this mansion? You feel me? And I wanna know why. You feel me? Like, look, the picture look like a nice house. The video, I'm gonna show us a different house. Maybe, I don't know. But, I wanna know why. Like, what happened? What's wrong? What be going on? You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, I came across another video that was similar. I'm tired. You know, we solid, we real, we funny and authentic over here. Foes up, better get your dope up. Yeah! So I'm a yawn if I'm tired. Don't care. No edits. At all. You feel me? Straight through. But I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna see that's what I'm talking about. Cause I came across another video and apparently dude got the house illegally, you know, some different type of money and, you know, a couple people, you know, was unethical in their jobs. You feel me? And Buddy built a crazy mansion. You feel me? Crazy. But I already watched it, so I was gonna react to it. You feel me? But this, we can react to this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to this video, man. If you know, man, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, man. You already know this is the best reaction channel on YouTube right now today. Road 300K.
And now to what's being
Give us
called
a
a multi-million-dollar scheme to defraud the feds.
Today, we're going to dip our toes into the world of true crime and the homes behind it. There are lots of criminal cases where the defendant ends up having to forfeit real estate. The result is that some of the world's craziest mansions end up on the open market. Today, we're going to take a look at 3 homes that have some crazy criminal backstories that eventually put them back on the open market. One of these homes even has insanely close ties to the Wolf of Wall Street movie. For case number 1, we're going to take a look into a Florida man.
I believe it.
The Florida man concept has become a little bit of a running joke lately. We're not sure if it's something in the water down there, but headlines about Florida man seem to run wild. These are real headlines. In court, Florida man accused of chewing another man's face. Another reads, report, Florida man allegedly slaps woman with a bowl of chili. And perhaps our favorite, Florida man caught with large stolen light pole on his car hood, because that was going to work out. In fact, there's even a Florida man game that we'll tell you about at the end of this video. Let's hop into the first case. This time, Florida man really tried to pull off some underhanded moves and simply got caught. Instead of a funny and lighthearted headline, Don Cisternino of Bradenton, Florida is in some incredibly hot water. Now, ethically, there are some things that you just don't do. Sure, all crime is bad, but stealing from people who desperately need money in the face of a global pandemic is about as low as it can get. Don Cisternino, however, was indicted.
Free that man! This is about right now. Okay, hey, free that man.
In federal court in February after being accused of spending $7.2 million of funds from the Paycheck Protection Program to buy a 7-bedroom mansion and 3 luxury vehicles. For those who aren't up to speed, the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP for short, is basically government funds for small businesses to help them do things like keep the lights on and their employees during these hard times. Cisternino, however, allegedly used fake information about his company to get the loan and went all out with his spending. While if these allegations are true, this guy is an absolute scumbag, his tastes actually aren't that bad. When we think of these kinds of people, we kind of picture a gaudy Tony Montana mansion or something like Pablo Escobar would live in. The mansion that he decided to buy is absolutely gorgeous, though. It's on the open market right now, by the way. Let's just say that Cisternino and his girlfriend weren't exactly laying low when they bought the place. Just to get the spending started, they would buy a Maserati, an $89,000 Lincoln Navigator, and a $250 $51,000 Mercedes-Benz. They didn't specify what kind of Mercedes it was, but this just seems like somebody who would buy a G-Wagon, which is about that price. Lastly, he purchased what claimed to be a $3.1 million home at the time. However, the European and contemporary farmhouse is relisted on the market for closer to $5 million this time. As we take you on a quick tour of the home, we find that it spreads out over 12 acres in a gated community. Not only that, but it's set up for the owner to be able to bring their horses to the on-location stable as well. The house itself is another story entirely, sitting at over 12,000 square feet. Just to give you a picture, that's a little bit bigger than the home that LeBron James just moved out of. Yeah, it was a bit of a splurge, and this guy wasn't even trying to hide his newfound wealth. Before we even enter, there's some awesome things going on out.
See, that's the thing, though. Shoot. Ooh, I kind of cramp. Ooh, Lord, please. Ooh, why did you hurt? But, what I gonna say? Dang, that just threw me off. That just hurt for real. Oh, that just made me forget for real. Oh, I done seen too many movies. So, like, I wouldn't, like, buy this house because, A, he beats the case. He could beat the case. 2, he does get locked up, which I pray he don't. But when he get out, because he ain't gonna do that much time, when he get out, people be weird. You feel me? They feel like that's their house still. They come knock on the door like, yeah, this is my house. Bill Square. You know them type of movies. You feel me? But I ain't gonna lie, like he ain't used to it, and you know it. He's smart. He had the mindset. All right, I can do like this. I'm gonna do this, that, and third. I'm gonna get this money. But he ain't. People like that be blowing me. I ain't gonna lie. You finesse for that much, bro, and you gonna do the wildest stuff and get caught. Like, you supposed to be low. Like, bro, you supposed to go get a regular house. Never mind, I ain't gonna tell you. But never mind, bro.
I'd like this circular brick drive and remote-controlled private gates. The home has a grand entrance where we find bluestone floors and a spiral staircase. When we continue to the kitchen, we find commercial-grade appliances. It's really top of the line, everything here from countertops.
It was fun while it lasted, huh, buddy?
Upstairs, the home has 3 ensuite bathrooms, 2 of which have their own walk-in closets. The master bath has this awesome shower as well, with this really cool glass wall that we might even consider a trendsetter. And it's something a little bit different. It also has a Riverstone floor, which has to feel awesome when taking a shower. Those who have watched our videos won't be surprised when we say that our favorite part of the house is the theater. We love it when people take chances with dark colors, which is obviously the case here. The home also has this pretty sweet bar and lounge area that we would love to blow some steam in. Out back, they have that aforementioned 5-stable barn, and it has its own office and bathroom. We were not kidding when we said that this guy is absolutely terrible at laying low. We won't go into too much more detail, but there's also a 2-bedroom guest house with its own kitchen and full bath. That's nicer than a lot of normal homes. Anything else, Don? I mean, geez, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Am I right? If you thought that was bad, though, these next 2 cases will truly blow your mind. As we continue on with our list, these stories start to sound more and more like movie plots, but they're very much real life. The second member of the list even has a title that sounds like the perfect...
Hey, bro, if you play Call of Duty, bro, what does this look like right now? If you play Call of Duty, what does this look like? Alright, I just wanted you to get a chance to comment real quick. Comment what you think it looked like. It looked like them folks about to set it off on that nigga house, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
Movie title. Project Endgame was the name of the investigation carried out by Ontario's York Regional Police. Basically, what was happening was an entire crime ring was said to have been revolving around one massive mansion in Ontario. The mansion was host to an illegal gambling operation with the likes of armed guards and dogs outside to protect the home. We aren't just talking about a couple of card games either. This one looked like it had everything from slots to blackjack and even other types of video games.
No!
Inside the mansion was believed to be a hotel-like environment. They even had accommodations like spa services for clients, except this wasn't as legit as something like the Ritz-Carlton. Instead, the premises was also alleged to be the home of human trafficking. Sure, when looking at the home from above, it seems like it's surrounded by mansions, but it looks like a relatively normal neighborhood. Now just stop and think, if something like this was happening at your next door neighbor's house, how crazy would that be? Maybe you could tell us about your craziest neighbor story down in the comments below.
Real quick, I don't want the video was crazy long, but I was cool with the gambling thing. Usually I caught somebody talk too much. if it was just gambling. But the human trafficking, I don't play about that. Hey, lock them niggas up. See you later, bye. Just saying.
Anyways, police seized semi-automatic weapons and more than $11.5 million in cash from this raid. This was, of course,
you don't want me to be a cop.
Supplies like tables
That
and
would
slot
have been
machines.
mine,
The
buddy.
investigation is believed to have brought in 33
Unethical.
people charged with 70 counts of various
That money
different
would have been
things.
mine.
The mansion was actually staked out for several months before it was eventually raided. This is because the police needed
Right
to
there.
figure out
You feel me?
how they were going to handle the
talking
dogs
about in
and
my
armed
bedroom
guards
door.
safely. The massive extravagant
Right.
home is on the market as of the posting of this video and boasts over
Right.
30,000 square feet. It's one of those houses that plays a little bit more like a library than a home. The
Ooh,
living room,
now,
for
man, I ain't
example,
gonna
has
say that.
ceilings that are nearly 22 feet high. There's an indoor swimming pool, complete with a whirlpool. An executive library is on the premises with its own secretary area. This means that you can literally have an office at home without it being a home office, if you catch our drift.
That's wild.
At the front entrance, we almost feel like we're heading into
Yeah,
a
nice though.
museum, and these
I wouldn't
elephants
wanna
are
live there,
actually
though, 'cause
kind
it
of
was known
awesome.
for-
One thing that we
I would
notice
never
on
buy
some
the
of these
house,
super high-end
'cause it
homes
was
is
known
that the
for-
level of intricacy and attention to
No
detail is
knocking
kind
on
of
the door.
crazy.
That's a
Just
definite
check out
house.
these
Don't
doors.
rebuy.
The price on the sprawling mansion is about $7.96 million when converted to US dollars, which doesn't seem all that bad per square foot when compared to some other mega mansions like this. It's kind of hard to figure this place out though, as there aren't many pictures of the inside, so we have no idea what it looks like outside of a couple of these crime scene photos. If we had to guess about the lack of interior photos, we'd
Great.
probably guess that things are still a bit disheveled, or maybe it was still an active crime scene at the time of the photographs. Moving on, the final mansion on our list is
What's
just
that?
one small piece of the massive puzzle that is the 1MDB scandal. The scandal is so complicated that it took an entire hour to explain what was happening on an episode of Netflix's Dirty Money,
Ooh,
and
I'll watch
honestly,
that.
we still have questions.
Gotta watch it.
Created
nah.
in 2009, 1MDB was a development company owned by the government of Malaysia and founded by then Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, with a man named Joe Low running things behind the curtain.
Hey,
The idea of
look
the
at
fund
him.
was to help the country grow and become more prosperous by borrowing money and putting it to use. Think of it like a typical business loan to buy machines or hire new employees. A business would then take that money, invest in different things, and use the money that they make to pay back the loan. 1MDB was exactly that, except on a much bigger scale. For example, they would be building what was called the Wall Street of Malaysia. It seemed incredibly legit. Goldman Sachs was even involved, helping 1MDB to sell $6.5 billion in bonds to raise money to buy assets and cover quote-unquote new strategic economic initiatives. Only problem is that these economic initiatives seemed to be the line in the pockets of all of the officials involved with this massive scandal. The amount stolen was alleged to be in the $4.5 billion range, which makes the thieves richer than...
I ain't gonna hold you. What you think folks gonna do? They ain't seeing money like that. Like, what you think they gonna do? You just said, I'm alright. Like, I don't care who you is, unless you just a real solid person, like you real like solid. I mean, I'm solid. I'm a solid person. But if I don't know you, nigga, and you like, alright, bro, I'm here to help. Genuinely, now, that's cool. Thank you. I give it to you. You give somebody billions of dollars, and you thinking they not about to, they gonna pay who back?
54 countries. Goldman Sachs was even in on it themselves, as they were said to have earned about
'Cause these
2
companies
times the
be in
market
on
rate
it.
that banks typically received on bond issuances, according to the Wall Street Journal. In one transaction, this meant that a
That
$60
was nice,
million
though.
profit
60
turned into
million.
$600 million. Like I said, we're not going to cover the entire thing, but there were deposits found going straight into personal bank accounts and other ways that money was hidden.
They can't
For
pay
example, lookalike companies
Sorry.
were made
Sorry.
so that 1MDB could look like they were paying companies to help with their cause, but they were really just paying themselves,
That's tough.
allegedly. The
Allegedly.
whole thing
Allegedly,
began to
though.
crumble and burn when $11 billion in debt that was supposed to be invested to yield returns to pay off the debt had likely been stolen, so there were no investments to pay off the loans when they were due.
Okay.
Around that time, Joe Low, that quote-unquote man behind the curtain, was also living an extravagant lifestyle akin to that in The Wolf of Wall Street, which is kind of ironic because it's believed that some of these stolen funds were used to
Look at him.
finance the movie through a studio that was owned by Najib's stepson.
Wow.
Around this time, the
Wildin'.
seizures began.
Wildin'
Low agreed to
out.
forfeit over $700 million.
These niggas finessing all this money and even help with the movie that's about what they doing. Hiding in plain sight. Wilding out.
Assets all without
Wilding
being guilty.
out.
But in the same breath, he also
Freedom
went
Boys.
missing and became a fugitive. What a coincidence. Involved in a recent
They wrong,
Page
Freedom
lawsuit,
Boys.
the U.S. Department of Justice looked
The
to
last
seize a
vote,
lot of
heck
assets.
no.
But
These
first, the
vote
Wild
and the first,
Mansion,
person,
one of those homes
Freedom.
that he possessed was in one of the most expensive
They
neighborhoods
thought
in
it last
Beverly
sold
Hills.
for 24.
Remember how I said that the Florida man seems
Yes,
like
you
the
know it's gonna be
Florida
questioned.
mansion type? Well,
Right.
this guy actually is.
They
The
should have
$27 million mansion was so
so
massive that the agent who listed it couldn't really come up with pictures of the front that made sense for the listing. And that's not
Wow.
a knock on the agent. That's just how massive this place is.
What
They
is
say
that?
that there's about $42 million invested in the house.
nice
and
houses.
it really looks like something out of, well, The Wolf of Wall Street. Irony at its finest. There are obviously very grand spaces with grand textures,
Oh.
and again, I sound like a broken record, but it's really the best of everything. The home was kind of
y'all
designed.
believe
to
I
act
used to wanna
as
be a
gallery
stockbroker?
of sorts, says its listing agent.
I kinda
His
still do.
museum
I
style
kinda do
lighting
still be in
showcases
stocks,
high-end art,
but
which
I used to
dates
really
me
want to be
that
like a stockbroker.
thriller art.
Stockbroker. Like,
The art is
on
worth
Wall
the
Street
house.
type stuff.
The master suite is where we
Facts.
find dual baths, a shower garden, massive closets, and a
really where the big
fireplace.
money
There are
at.
5 additional bedroom suites.
But-
One of them is even a hotel-style suite, which, if you're a normal person and don't know what that means, it means there's a separate sitting area and dual closets. Yeah, there's
Oh.
literally a hotel inside of this house.
That's tough.
What is a home like this without some play areas? For example, we find a professional THX 3-tiered screening room, indoor and outdoor catering kitchens, and an infinity pool. As if that weren't enough to show off this ridiculous wealth,
Folks,
how about a
man.
2-story guest house that, at
Guest
3,600
house.
square feet, is bigger than the average American's home by about 1,000 square feet? In the most recent legal documents, we found that the DOJ looked to seize 16 other things as well. First on the list is another home just like this one in the same neighborhood. They also seized a hotel, a Bombardier Global 5000 jet, the Oriole Mansion located in LA,
Right.
a handful of condominiums, a couple of penthouses,
Dang.
Van Gogh's I'm not going to try to pronounce this, but it was the cheapest painting on the list by far at over $5 million. Wait. That doesn't seem cheap to you? Compared to the pair of Monet paintings that were both repoed, it should. These bad boys are estimated to be worth between $12 and $18 million each.
I see
These
a lot
are
of
only
people
some of the
steal
assets that were
paintings.
seized, though. There have been other instances of seizures spread out over a longer timeline as well. In fact,
Thuggin'.
this section of the video took the longest to produce. We literally just had to quit looking at one point because the list never ended. So what happened to the main characters? Well, Goldman Sachs paid $3.9 billion in admitted wrongdoing, which included their Malaysian subsidiary taking $1 billion in bribes. One of the key players from Goldman even pled guilty to laundering money and violating foreign anti-bribery laws.
Dang.
Najib lost his bid for re-election in 2018, and he was raided and they found millions of dollars in luxuries. He was sentenced to 12 years in prison and fined $50 million, which was just the beginning of a web of legal trouble for him. We're still not sure if he's admitted to any wrongdoing, though. Joe Lowe is still missing, as far as we can tell. When it really comes down to it, though, it's hard to say how long these guys will be locked up for. When they eventually...
Hey, Joe, when it got low for real, Joe said, "Oh, yeah, it's time to go." Like he got money. Why would you not disappear? Come on now.
They do get out, though, there has to be something for them to live off of that the feds just missed. I mean, there's just so much stuff. How would you even go about finding, let alone inventorying all of this
Wow.
stuff? Before we let you go, looping back around to the beginning of the video, we have to remind you about the Florida Man game. This one's actually pretty fun, so here's what you got to do. First, you got to open up Google, and then you Google Florida Man followed by your
Alright.
birthday. And in the comments below,
I'm not gonna do all that. I ain't gonna hold you. Hey, that's the end of this video, man. That's wild. Hey, if you made this far, thank you for watching. Freedom Boys, except the sex trafficking people. I don't play like that. You feel me? You don't. But if you finesse for some racks, hey, for you. Hey, brother got 12 years. Yeah, cause that ain't no regular scammer type stuff. That's big time. That's government. Along with that, 12 years ain't bad though for all he did. 12 years ain't bad for all that. Not really that bad. Probably gonna do 7, maybe 8. If they really don't mess with dude, 10. Feel me? But Joe, that nigga when they got low. For real. I can't get over that. Them boys said Joe is missing in action. You darn skippy. Nigga got money. That man probably laying low. That man paid for a private place to stay somewhere we don't know. Got a gym. And I lost all that weight. Look a whole different person. Dang, I got praise it though. Dang, it was fun while it lasted. You feel me? It was fun while it lasted. Hey, remember, you can go anywhere, as this shows you. And you can do anything, as this shows you, as long as you take yourself with you. Hey, Monster Mob, man, we out. Peace.